Rio Hondo Prep football is one of the best kept secrets in all of Southern California. As one of the smallest enrollments year in and year out, the Cares have won 16 CIF championships and have been one of the most successful programs throughout their history. Welcome to A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. And now, bringing you the latest news and content from his alma mater, a CIF champion in 2001, from the class of 2003, here's your host, Matt Hersema.
What is up, Rio Hondo Prep football fans? Welcome to another edition of A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. Well, we finally made it, guys. We are here in the month of August, which means football is officially here. Practices should be going on right now as you guys are listening to this. Still a few days before that as I record this, but man, it is quite a blessing to get to that August month where it all becomes a little more real, as the kids will be on the field with helmets, shoulder pads, running around, doing drills, and just preparing for a 10, 14, possibly 16 game season. At least that is the goal. Big things ahead on the podcast, big things ahead for the football season itself. We have, again, some great guests that will be coming up. And as we get into August here, some of these episodes, again, may be airing throughout the week as I'm kind of brainstorming and planning right now. So this may be one that goes off on like a Tuesday, another one maybe like a Saturday. So we're going to be a little more sporadic now that we are here in the month of August with practices and everything. But there should be a couple episodes a week now that we are here, kind of like as the season goes, where we have like a pregame show on Wednesday, usually with a guest of an alumni or media member or something. And then, of course, the recap show with Coach Carson on either Saturday or Sunday. So the plan for now, as I'm sitting here, is to put out some of these episodes here in August. Tuesdays and Fridays is kind of what I'm thinking for now. So plan accordingly for that. Although the beauty is, with the Charge to Keep podcast episodes, is you can listen again or listen, whenever it is at your convenience. So that is just kind of a blueprint. And going forward, as we continue today to talk to a few of our senior families, and we knew this would be a big class, right? We knew it would be a lot of kids and families to get to, but it's been a privilege and an honor to sit down and talk with them individually about their Rio Hondo experience. And again, when you look at our players, look no further than the parents that raised them to really get an understanding as to the type of kids we have at Rio Hondo Prep. It's just kind of a cycle that continues, a tradition unlike any other, as I think they say for what the Masters Golf Tournament, but kind of fitting for Rio Hondo football and it's the families that partake in it. So two great families again on the show today. We're going to be joined by the parents of Elijah Gavia, as well as Jace Frary. I always have to pause for a second there on Jace Frary because, you want to say Chase for some reason, but it's Jace, J-A-C-E, Frary, F-R-A-R-Y. And of course, we know Elijah Gavia, who's been around the program for quite some time. Both of these families, getting to sit down and talk with them. It's always a blessing, really, for me. Again, selfishly, I get to chat with them, and everyone's so gracious at football games, talking to me and saying thank you and this and that. And honestly, it's just to get to know these people a little bit for 30 minutes or so is always a lot of fun for me because I'm a big fan of their sons and what they do on the field. And so it's fun to get to know their families in the background a little bit as well. Jace Frary is a guy that he's easy to notice. He's a little taller individual out there. So I think, maybe with Coach Carson game planning, maybe we'll see him at wide receiver or something like that. I can promise you Jace is going to be a contributor on this year's football team. As a senior, he's been a guy that's, kind of got a lot of playing time in JV games and some opportunities at varsity. But I think this year, his senior year, he's really going to get a chance to shine. And I think from talking to his family and kind of get to see his calm demeanor on the sidelines a lot and throughout the season, I think he's a guy that's really soaked up the program and soaked up what's been going on around him. And I think he's going to make the most of some great opportunities going forward this season for him. So excited for him. I know his family's really excited for him. Elijah Gavia, a guy that is one of the big leaders on this team, not just kind of vocally, but a physical leader, really. When you talk about the trenches, much like we had David Reyes on earlier, a few weeks back, but Elijah Gavia is that guy. He's the guy that that leads the way up front, offensive or defensive line. A guy that you just don't want to mess with, and he's a tough player, physical player. But at the end of the day, he plays with class, and you can't ask for anything more than that from a Rio Hondo Prep student athlete. Both of these guys, as I mentioned, it's not like there's any bad seniors out there. It's all this, especially this class. It's just full of great guys, great individuals who contribute. One thing I love about this class is it doesn't matter if you're a guy that maybe doesn't play a lot or you're an all-CIF guy. It's like when they get together, they're just a special group that wants to contribute, wants to be a part of it all, wants to help any way they can. And you see that with the families, man. When the families get together, and it's been 4 quick years for them as well. 3 quick years, I guess, with 1 to go. They've all grown together and kind of it developed, and it's been fun to see from their standpoint, just how much the Rio experience is. So that's why I do the podcast for the senior families, the senior sons episodes, as I call them, because we really do want to get that inside out perspective, I guess you could say, not outside in, but from within, where the parent involvement is a big deal at Rio Hondo Prep. But at the same time, there's a natural distance that, parents and coaches that is kind of kept, right? There's a respect there, a line that Coach Carson admires the parents so much, and they admire him. And I think at other schools, you may run into issues where players or coaches, I should say, coaches and families may clash a little bit. For some reason, you just don't see that at Rio. And I think it's just a better relationship. I mean, selfishly or biasly, I could sit here and say, but the family, the parent coach relationship at Rio is nice because it's one of respect. And I think both sides kind of know that you can't have greatness with one without the other. And that's kind of, again, what makes the families at Rio and the coaches at Rio really, really special. So, again, 2 more great families today, Jace Frary's parents, as well as Elijah Gavia's parents. And each of them go about, 30 minutes or so, give or take. And, some of these episodes, I thought about one point having we could fit 3 in maybe, or 4. I think it's good that we just do 2 at a time. Again, so much of my brainstorming over the years or experimenting, you kind of learn what works, what doesn't. And I think it's just more fitting to focus on 2 families at a time. And that's why if we have more podcast episodes starting in August, well, that's just fine. An opportunity to kind of more focus, right? Small classroom size, the small classes at Rio, same type of thing here on the podcast. Let's just focus on the 2 and give them our attention for, 25, 30 minutes or so each, which gets to about an hour plus my 2 cents at the beginning and end, as always. So I hope you guys are ready. August is here. Didn't we just finish Christmas and all that stuff? And boom, here we are again for another football season of Rio Hondo Prep on the gridiron. And just a few short weeks away from Sure High School. The big matchup that everyone's been counting down to kick off for August 22nd at Care Park in Irwindale. Don't want to miss that. Since I last released an episode, there has been some scheduling news that I have put forward as far as our social media, but I'll announce it here as well. A couple schedule updates. We did, in fact, find an opponent for the week 10, the season, the last week of the regular season. Rio Hondo Prep will be facing Santee High School, a LA City section team. That will be a Thursday game because of the late addition where officials were probably placed in other places. So with the last minute add-on, that's why that game will be a Thursday. Again, October 30th. That will be the final game of the regular season and a home game for the Rio Hondo Prep Cares. So they get back to the 5 away, 5 home games on their schedule, which I think is great. An opportunity for the seniors to play one more time at Care Park, although we hope there's a few more of those games in the postseason. And then the week 3 game, I believe it is, or week 2, should know it, looking at it right here in front of me. The game with Maranatha is still on as scheduled, but it will be moved, in fact, to Thursday evening, probably for an officiating need at some point. So that game that was scheduled for Friday, September 5th, our 3rd game of the year, will now be Thursday, September 4th. And we ran into this a little bit last year with some of the scheduling changes, of course, with officiating shortages and things of that nature. But so far, so good as far as just having a game or 10 games now, and only having to move one away game and one home game kind of at the beginning of the year and end of the year. I think all things considered, that's pretty good deal going forward. So more great episodes ahead. We'll let you know more about that as practices have started, and I believe they're open to the public. We'll hear from Coach Carson in a few short weeks, but the plan for now is to have probably multiple episodes a week, as I mentioned, Tuesday, Friday. And the following week will be, in fact, the first pregame show of the season that should air on August 20th or so, probably that Wednesday. And there may be another senior parent interview in there, but there'll also be kind of a focus on kicking off the season and maybe a different guest as well. So just kind of giving you information as I've reached out and talked to the senior parents. Hopefully we can get them all, but if some people don't want to, that is no issue at all. Today here on the program, we are going to hear from the Elijah Gavia family and Jace Frary family. It's again a privilege to have you guys hear these interviews that I conducted a little while ago. So I recorded with, let's see, we're going to go with the Gavia family first. And then again, as I did in other episodes, I'll just immediately go right into the Frary interview that I did a few weeks back. So that is the plan going forward. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these episodes. We're going to get a few more now here as we get to August. So that's always a good thing going forward. But sit back, relax, and enjoy my conversation with two more senior families. Again, I can't say enough about each family I meet. It really is special. And I look forward to seeing them out there on Friday nights, Thursday nights, whenever we're playing, just saying hello and cheering their sons on, as I'm sure all of us will be doing very shortly. All right. It's now time to hear from two more of our senior families. Let's start things off with the Gavia family and then right into the interview with the Frary family. Here we go. Another episode of the Senior Sons shows here in the summer. First off, with the parents of Elijah Gavia. All right, we are now joined by the proud parents of Elijah Gavia, who is going to be a senior in a couple of weeks. Officially, he wears number 56 on the field for Rio Hondo Prep, one of the best linemen, I will arguably say, in school history. I know his parents are both very proud of them. Carlos and Renee joining me today. First off, Carlos, it's been a fun 3 years for your son, for the family, for the Rio Hondo family. I mean, is it hard to believe that your little boy is about to be a senior going to his final season of high school football?
Yes, Matt. I mean, it's just, wow, time just goes by so fast. You don't even realize, it's like a blink of an eye. Next thing you know, from a little baby to a grown man already.
Absolutely. It's a few short years for sure. And Renee, kind of similar, I think it's a little harder for the moms going into this stuff. I mean, like I said, he was that little boy and all of a sudden he's a grown man. What's it been like just seeing these past 3 years and seeing Elijah grow so much physically, mentally, spiritually, just all the above?
Yes, I'm very proud of him. Because watching him, he gives it all he got, all he has. And that's what makes me proud of him, because he doesn't, anything that happens, I mean, he doesn't give up right away. He just keeps going, and I'm very proud of him.
He pushes through all that stuff. It's not only the team working together, they're just that group of kids that they grew up together with. They're really how can you say, they're game changers, all of them. When they come out on the field together, you don't know what's expected to happen.
You really don't. And my earliest memories of Elijah were as a freshman. And so many of the guys in this class were asked to be contributors and starters to the varsity football program as freshmen. And I remember thinking to myself, Elijah Gavia starting at center as a freshman, getting to talk to him and see him play, really thrown to the fire. But Carlos, he held his own from a very young age. And man, he had a great freshman year. And I just knew big things were ahead for him.
Yeah, they definitely did have a great first year. He got a little injury at the end, but they put him in with the big dogs, and he fought hard. He did his best out there. He left it all on the field, and that's all we want from him.
Similar to last year when we lost David Reyes in the state championship game, I think the guys who replaced him did a great job, but you're just kind of like, man, would that have made the difference? And both of these losses, 1-point games in the state championship, that playoff game the freshman year at Norwalk, I remember when Elijah went down, and it was just like, it was devastating, and the kids were battling, but it's almost like, man, if Elijah wouldn't have got injured in that game, maybe that would have made the difference. I don't know. That's what I thought at the time. Renee, despite that injury as a freshman, did you kind of, moms get a little scared maybe with the injuries, but I know your son is a very tough kid, and that injury didn't seem to hold him back at all.
No, like I said, he can get injured, but he doesn't want that to hold him back. He will go back out there and try, do his best.
He really does. No, that's what I see with him. Like, he's a guy that I watch him on the sideline all the time, and you could tell he's got bumps and bruises. He's playing both ways. He's our guys are breathing heavy, but they're not tired by any means. They're ready to go. So yeah, it's been really fun, the development of these guys. I want to go back to kind of the beginning, Carlos, if you will. Talk to me about Elijah's start in Care Youth League. How did you guys discover Care Youth League? I think you were telling me he started as a kindergartner.
Yeah, kindergarten. Well, when I was a kid, I went to Care Youth League. I kind of actually I played with like Rick Johnson and maybe like Peter Clark when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of remembered that as a great memory for myself. So I was like, you know what? I had forgot about it. Time passes so fast. You kind of forget about things. And then I was like, hey, wait up. I went to Care. It was beautiful. I should take him. And I was like, and I told her, I was like, you know what? Let's sign him up and let's go. And she's like, let's do it. And so I signed him up, and him and my daughter. But right now we're talking about Elijah. But they both got into the Care Youth League, and I just love the whole surrounding around the parents. Everything's different. You don't get the crazy crowd cussing and all that stuff that you don't want your kid to go through. So it's just amazing, amazing experience for him, to put him in Care Youth League.
That's really cool to hear that, it was meaningful to you, and you said, wait, I got kids now. Let's go right in there. Renee, you probably hadn't heard of Care Youth League before, but what did you think of seeing your son and daughter really play in the youth sports organization?
And I love the fact that Carlos was so into getting the kids into that, into Care Youth League. I honestly, I didn't know about it until he told me. So it was all him. But I'm so happy that Elijah and Isabella got to experience Elijah more. But his experience Care Youth League, because the bond that they all have is amazing.
Yeah, and it started back then with you met all these families and these kids that you probably had no idea you'd be playing ball with for whatever that is, the next 12 years. Some early memories, Carlos. Let's see, you probably started under what, Mr. Mosier?
I think he started with Mr. Drain, and then from Mr. Drain to Mr. Chang.
That's right. Yeah, and a lot of the guys he's still playing with were kids or teammates of his back then.
Yes, a lot of them. So they really grew up together as babies, basically. You really think about it. You're talking about kindergarten. They're tiny little babies. Just pure thoughts. They, little kids trying to hit hard and running over each other, dog piling on everything. They didn't realize what they were doing. They're just trying to get the ball.
Just having a great time. Yeah, learning as you go. Oh, man. And watching your son do that, Carlos, probably took you back to the days of when you were in Care, running around doing those same things.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, that's really neat. The cycle continues, with the families, and you see it a lot with siblings and everything. That's great stuff. Renee, I'll ask, as Care Youth League is one thing, and then, Rio Hondo Prep kind of coming into the picture. Sounds like you guys enjoyed the youth sports program, but then, going to Rio Hondo Prep is a little different story. What was that like for you guys and your family? It seems like most families I talked to that, it was just a no-brainer, but I don't know. Each family's different. Going from Care Youth League into Rio Hondo Prep, what was that like for you guys?
I like, what you mean, going into the school year with?
Yeah. Just going from the sports program to, because every time we get around high school or even junior high, that's when families start to think, all right, Carrier Youth League has been fun, but there's probably some other high school options. And Rio Hondo could be, I don't know, a little
him getting
intimidating.
into the school also, I mean, continued getting their bond stronger because now they go to school together, and I mean, they're just growing all together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what makes them so strong.
And keeping them busy, right? Whether it's junior high or high school, the busyness can be a little bit tough, but the busyness for the families is good, right? With the boys.
Yes, keeps them busy.
Yeah,
keeps them out of trouble too.
As soon as we got we applied and they give us the thing that's saying, okay, he's been accepted. We're like, yeah, like all pumped up.
It's a big deal, man. No matter, what I love about Rio too, Carlos, is that the kids come from everywhere. It's not just Rosemead, Glendora, Covina. Exactly. It's all over. We got kids from Fontana, and they all kind of come together, and the families come together, and I don't know, it's like mixed up into this special recipe that is the Rio Hondo Prep kids and their families.
Yes, exactly. And it's crazy that it's senior year already, and it's kind of like the feeling is like, wow, all these parents, not only the kids, but us parents, like we bonded to, like we're like family, So it's just amazing to have this connection, It really is.
It's unlike, I say it all the time. It's unlike anything out there. And like anything out there, there's other schools and can talk about it, but it's the real deal at Rio Hondo. Renee, your son just got back from a summer trip to Europe of all places. What was that like? I think he's gone out on another trip as well. So, being a mom and having your son gone for that amount of time is never easy, but it sounds like they had a great time each of those years, especially this one in Europe.
Yes, I mean, it makes me happy to see him like experience, this once in a lifetime trip again with all his friends, which I'm sure made it a lot, a lot funner, but it's just a great experience, and I'm glad, he had fun and was able to experience all that.
Yeah, Carlos, you've been very supportive of him and kind of encouraging him to soak it all up, because I mean, I was fortunate to get to do it as a high school kid myself, but man, for a high school boy, a teenage guy to go to Europe with his friends and his buddies and his teammates, I mean, that what an opportunity. And it just sounds like, I know it from experience, but there's just nothing like that. Again, an opportunity at Rio Hondo like that.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, a whole month of them to be together, not only that bond as brothers, the brotherhood, but to just be able to interact with all kinds of other people out there, and just experience just something that nobody else is going to get to experience. That's something that nobody's going to take away from, and it's going to be memories that they're going to talk back way when they're older, and be like, hey, man, we had so much fun those times, or a lot of things to talk about. Not only that, but all the experiences that they've been doing here. Like, I mean, even when they were younger, they did the trip across the states.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been bonding for years. So that's why they're so tight. They're such a tight unit,
Mm-hmm. 100% how they're able to do things on that offensive line, where I know you watch with Elijah playing, things they can do together, and they know each other's decisions and all that. And that starts on these trips. It really does. Renee, when he's come back from these trips, does he fill you in on some of the things he enjoyed doing, or does he just say, yeah, Mom, it was fun? Or you know what I mean? Does he give you any information as to what it was they did out there?
It was, yeah, Mom, we had fun.
Yeah, he's basically like that. We gotta go. So can you at least talk about what spot you like the best, or he'll be like, oh, I like this part better. Most of the places the food was bland, and maybe I think Italy was probably the best food or something like that.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah, it's tough getting them to talk about some of this stuff sometimes, but when we get them on the podcast, I'll be sure to ask them a little bit more about their Europe experiences and all of that. So we'll get it out of them eventually. They don't always want to tell Mom and Dad. So let me see here. Summer trip, they just got back, had a great time. Carlos, if you will, the past 2 seasons specifically, 2 of the most memorable runs in Rio Hondo history. I've followed Rio a long time. You getting to see it, your son. If you could, the past 2 years, championship runs, just talk about how magical and special it's been. Any specific memories you have of these 2 championship runs they've been on?
I mean, Santa Monica was a nail biter, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was back to back, back to back. I mean, the boys were just explosive. I mean, it was definitely a different crew because we had different seniors that we lost that year after. But it was like we didn't lose the rhythm, that year. We hit hard. We had like some Shine, he came out of being injured that Santa Monica game, and he came back and blocked that pass to bring that win to the team. It was just everything was just ran so nice.
It was a very special night and just a night that we'll never forget. Renee, I'm sure that was a nail biter for you as well, watching.
Yeah.
You remember it specifically and how crazy that game was?
Yes, no, I was there. Yes, I remember. But it was an amazing feeling when they won too.
Down to the wire. What a finish. Carlos, any other specific memories you had? I mean, your son is in the trenches doing his thing. I've seen him make some plays, kind of getting his hands on the ball, or whether it's recovering fumbles or making interceptions. Those have got to be kind of fun for you to watch as a dad, right?
Oh, definitely. I love seeing when he pancakes people.
Oh yeah.
He just brings them down and slams them, or takes them all the way down, and then just slams them to the floor and stuff. And he gets up really nice, helps them back up and stuff. I'm like, there you go. He's still a gentleman. After he brings them down and slams them, he still gives them that little, here you go, let me help you up.
Yeah, and as parents, you got to appreciate that your son plays hard, intense, but between the lines, he respects his opponent. And there's a Rio Hondo way of doing things. I think that we take pride in. And Renee, if you could, I mean, you see it in your son and all these boys. They play hard, but these guys are so respectful, hopefully of their parents, but of the opponents and just everything they do. They play hard, but they're respectful at all times. It seems like.
Yes, they are. And I love the fact that Elijah will do that. Like he'll help the other team member up. Like he's always been like that too.
Well, and I'll say being down on the sidelines, I won't get into specific schools, but sometimes there's a little trash talking at our guys, and our guys handled it very well. And Carlos, I'm proud of this as a Rio Hondo grad. Guys like Elijah and other guys on that line, they are not intimidated by anyone, and they go out there, whether it's MLK, Warren, Santa Monica, and they're like, let's go 4 quarters. We're not backing down. And I absolutely love that. And you must as a father.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love when he plays D-line because he's right in the trenches, and he's a dog. He does whatever he has to do to try to get that quarterback or tackle the kid that gets the ball, whoever's a running back, or a pass, whatever it could be. I mean, he really I think he really enjoys hitting and tackling. So he feeds off of that.
He's a violent young man in a good way. We love that.
In a good way, exactly.
In a good way, right? It's good for kids to have this stuff. And Renee, if you could tell us a little bit about Elijah, just as a son, as a teenage boy. He seems like a typical teenager out there, but maybe I don't know, some things he's interested in, or things that maybe we wouldn't know much about him. Maybe some hobbies or anything like that.
He just mostly when he's home, he just mostly plays on his games, with his other friends from, they play that, or they just go out to the mall and stuff with, his friends and stuff. That's really it. I mean, he's mostly home in his room playing the games.
Chilling out. What about, let me see, I like talking to the linemen, these guys like to eat, of course, so they're all teenagers. What are some favorite foods maybe at home, or anything that he likes, the family likes?
He likes anything.
Yeah, I always have.
He likes anything.
Yeah, I have a lot of food. We have a lot of food in the fridge for sure. So we eat a lot of eggs, hot dogs, sausages, bacon. All the goodies. We got all the.
Yeah, keep those linemen fed well, man. Speaking of that, team dinners. I don't know. Have you guys ever done a team dinner for these? It's a lot of work feeding this army out there.
Yeah, the team dinners are nice. Well, it's gonna be since it's senior year. I guess we got it, but we need to go all out for the. Yeah, we have a plan to go all out for their last meals. Get them in something big, and even though we could only do Thursday big, and I guess Fridays has got to be more a little light for their health wise, so they could be light on their feet.
Yeah, Coach Carson has it all dialed in, man. He's a method for everything, whether it's nutritional or any of that. So, if you could, guys, I mean, we talked Coach Carson right there. This coaching staff and head coach Mark Carson. I think he always says it's about the parents. He couldn't do it without the parent support. But if you could just a few words about Coach Carson and what it's meant seeing him as a parent coaching your son and the other young men.
That was me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, whoever. But let's go with Carlos there.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. I thought you both.
Oh, you said
no problem,
Coach Carson. What he did? I kind of daydreamed for a minute. Can you repeat that?
Sure, Coach Carson. Just what it's meant for him, or what it's been like for you as parents seeing your son play for Coach Carson and this coaching staff.
Oh yeah, he's done an amazing job. I mean, since he was little, even when he was like 7th, 8th grade, or even younger, we used to watch the games, and I was like, they play so good and still not be able to win. It would be like some bad throw at the end or something happened just where it just wouldn't go through, and we'd be like, wow, we kind of already. To be honest, I think all us parents, since young, we're like, if we can keep our kids together, we know that we can at least bring one CIF champ home, one win for sure, And no, now we have 2, and we have opportunity to go for 3. Well, we meaning them.
Yeah. But still, it takes all of us really, and the kids are doing the work, the coaches are planning it out, but the parents behind the scenes. And Renee, similar question as far as to see the coaches that Elijah has, that are motivating him and pushing him. It seems like he and his teammates are in great hands, at least from a parent perspective.
Yes, I mean the coaches get along well with the teammates, and that makes a big difference. How well they get along with the coaches, and they just know how to work with the kids.
They really do.
Especially the respect. The boys have so much respect for all the coaches. It's a good thing. I mean, even though they do horse around because they're teenage young men, but I mean, they do have a lot of respect for the coaches.
Yeah, and our coaches, it's 2025. It's a different world, I guess, we live in with some of these things. But I do know the Rio Hondo coaches are always going to coach hard. They're going to yell at the guys. They're going to discipline. But it's never like anything personal. It's never like attacks. You see kind of some bad interactions out there these days. Language is never going to be used foully at our guys. And so I think that comfort level really seems to get our guys to buy in and to trust. At least that's what I see. Because Carlos, as the kids play out there and we cheer them on, I mean, we can get critical. I know I can't of coaches and kids and making mistakes, but it seems at Rio, everybody just kind of understands the process and learns to trust the process and how it goes about.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, they have to just remember what they got to do next. I mean, the coaches are amazing. They do a great job. I like the way they just respect each other. I just really enjoy how they work as a team.
Yes, they certainly do. Let me see here. Renee,
even though I kind of thought they were a little lenient, like they would be soft on the kids a little bit. Okay. When we were kids, they played because I played at a different school, but they would like be so mean to us, when we were younger. And Rio is like so. It seems like it's soft, but I think it's a better technique, right? I mean, honestly, because these boys, they're such great athletes. I mean, when they got their cleats on and they're ready to go with their helmets, they're just a whole nother breed of kids. They're just amazing.
They get a lot out of them. And I know that there's ultimately a lot of teaching going on. Not to, say coaches won't scream and yell at them, because they do. I think it's just a different approach with the Rio coaches for sure. Sorry, Renee, I was going to ask about, as far as, after high school, does Elijah have any plans for maybe college or maybe playing ball in college or anything like that?
Like Carlos said, he has a few schools in mind, but nothing yet. He's still, waiting to see. He's waiting to see other offers that he gets.
So Carlos, a big senior year coming for him. Maybe he'll have some more options out there after some early offers and interests.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're praying. As long as he keeps his head, in the right spot, put God first, everything's gonna be okay. I mean, even I tell him he's gonna be okay, whatever college he decides to pick to go to. Anyways, I mean, I don't think should be too much pressure to himself.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your senior year and play hard and give it his all.
Absolutely. I think things will work out. They always do. And being a team guy, like Elijah is, you can't put a price on that. What he's gained at Rio has been magnificent. I'm going to ask each of you the last kind of 2 questions going in here. It's just basically what the whole Rio Hondo Prep experience has been like for you and your family. Take it any direction you want. Just the football program, maybe specifically. And then after that, I'll ask you just kind of well wishes, what you'd like to say to your son, Elijah, going into his senior season. So, Carlos, the first question to you: what has the Rio Hondo experience meant to you and your family, and just kind of what can you share with us about it?
To me, it's like I think of Rio as just a giant family that works in a perfectly wheeled, greased wheel that runs together. Everybody has their job to do. Not only like coaches, teachers, everybody that works together in Rio. It's like because from being a teacher to being a coach to being everybody's as a team all the way through. I mean, you got teachers that are coaches, little kids, then come back and still coach the bigger kids, and it's just amazing. I mean, the way that the whole thing of Rio, the way it works together is just a family thing that just, I mean, honestly, it just means family when I hear a Rio, big family.
Well said. Well said indeed. And Renee, anything to add to that? What the Rio experience has been for you and your family the past few years?
I mean, he said it. It's just how close knit the team is, and it's because they've been with each other all these years.
Tying into the whole family concept and aspect of it. Well, as we wrap it up, guys, just an opportunity for each of the parents here to say anything you'd like to your senior son, Elijah Gavia, as he goes into his final season. Again, Carlos, we'll start with you, and then Renee will give you a shot. Carlos, the floor is yours. You have a senior coming up here in Elijah Gavia.
Senior year, just soak it in, kid. Soak it in. Have a good time. Leave it all on the field. It's okay to truck people, and I love to see you pancake some kids. So the more, the merrier. And just soak it in and have a good time. Let God guide you guys and work as a team. Always team.
Always team. Well said. Yes, and I can promise you it will go fast, as you said, so definitely soak it up. Renee, any words of encouragement or well wishes you'd like to say to your senior son, Elijah Gavia?
Just that I know that Elijah would do his best, and regardless of whatever happens, good or bad, just enjoy, his senior year. And, I think, I think they're all going to do great this year. I know Elijah's just going to do his best, and that's, just enjoy his last senior year there with his friends.
Yeah, all we want him to do his best.
I have no doubt he will. After watching him the past few years, again, coming from a great family, it's really a pleasure to see. And I hope you guys are ready, as I said, because it's going to go fast, Mom and Dad. I can promise you that. You blink and it's graduation time. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yes, it does go by fast.
Well, we are officially in August as we record this, guy. You guys ready for the Sure game, the opener, just 3 weeks away, right?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it going. All right, guys. Great things ahead for the Rio Hondo football program. Thank you to the parents of Elijah Gavia, and I could promise you Elijah's going to have himself one heck of a season ahead. Thanks so much, guys. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you out there on the field very, very soon.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, joining us today is 2 more parents of our senior sons who, I'm sure are excited for school to start, for the football season and all that, but they're probably most excited right now as they wait for their son, Jace Frary, to come home from Europe as we're recording this. I'm joined by Mr. and Mrs. Frary, Matt and Jenny, respectfully, which I will refer to them by today. Matt Frary, I hope I said that right. How excited are you sitting here on a Sunday waiting for your son to come home in a couple days?
Oh, super excited. We chatted a little bit before, but yeah, watching this unfold through the Facebook chat, you get a glimpse. It's obvious it's the time of their lives. It looks absolutely incredible. It's gone fast for us in some ways, really slow in other ways. The siblings miss him, we miss him. We're looking forward to welcoming him back. We rescheduled. We host a life group on Tuesday nights through church that usually meets on Tuesday nights. We've rearranged it so we can take the whole crew down and pick them up from the airport.
Oh man, that's exciting. And Jenny, as moms are always glad to see their kids come home regardless of where they go. So I know you got to be excited and looking forward to seeing your boy get off that plane.
Oh yeah. It's been so fun to follow the Facebook group online and, kind of live vicariously through them. Neither of us ever been to Europe. So we're just so grateful that both of our boys, Jace and Sander, are getting to do this together with such a good group of guys and coaches. And we just feel so blessed, but yeah, definitely looking forward to having them home.
Yeah. So you said your younger son is also on this trip?
Yeah. He's just finished his freshman year. So he's got to go with Big Bro. We just got a picture of them in front of the Coliseum. So it's fun to see that.
I saw that, you know what? All these teams are practicing football and everything and doing things in the summer, but I don't know. There's a power to it. I think seeing our group of guys in front of the Coliseum, one of the first venues, sports venues in the world. I thought that was pretty empowering. So that's cool. Older brother Jace and younger brother sophomore, senior. This Matt, this is a big year coming up for you guys. A couple of teenagers in high school there.
Absolutely.
Gonna be a blast. And cannot wait. You guys have a unique story as far as finding Rio, which I do want to get into. You have some tie into Care Youth League and as well as just kind of finding the school maybe later on. If you could, Jenny, Matt, whoever would like to take that, just how you guys found Rio and kind of your unique path to the school.
Sure. Our kids, we live in Doherty and our kids were in the local public school. And when COVID hit, my youngest, who's now 10, was going to be a kindergartner. So we decided to pull them all out in homeschool under the situation of remote learning. And we loved that. And we just kind of felt like that was the right thing that God had for us. But then when things started opening up, we saw the sign on the freeway that, Care Youth League now open. And so we're like, well, let's check that out. We had sort of heard of it, but we didn't know too much. So we put Milo, our youngest, in then. He was great start or something, or first grader. And then the others got involved, but Jace was too old at that point, so he didn't get a chance to do care. But we just kind of fell in love with the program, got involved, heard about the school. So then when it came time to, Jace was a freshman, we were like, oh, it's really hard to find sports for homeschoolers as a freshman. And so we checked out Rio then, almost sent him as a freshman, but decided to do it as a sophomore. And then, yeah, just each year we'll probably send them off for high school, but still homeschooling the two youngers. And yeah.
And Matt, I'll just quickly add, I'm a water engineer, and there's the dam right there above the fields. We always were wondering what people were doing right there in the floodplain. That was a perfect use when we saw the sports fields go into it. But the more we learned about Care Youth League and then the real community, man, the more we just saw alignment. 3 of our family passions are Jesus, sports, and mentorship, leadership. And Rio just models all 3 of those things. It was such a godsend, really, to see that fall into place. And both of our boys have loved it so far.
Amen to that. That is, I love hearing the different stories. A lot of, he started in care and he went through, and the school was a natural fit. But stories like yours are so unique. Sounds similar to the Tafflinger family, who not a lot of people know. Now there's one thing about seeing Rio and hearing about it and being like, oh, this is great. But then to experience it, once you start sending those kids to school and realize there's some long days, they're going to do what? They're going to be in the play. They're playing football. It's a little different once you experience. So was that a little eye-opening to you guys as people who didn't really know about the school before?
Yeah, a little bit. But it's kind of nice to have everything sort of in one too, when you're trying to piece together, especially with homeschool, classes and sports and all that. It's like, oh, he's got it all right here. And Jace is very extroverted and jumps into any situation. So it's been wonderful for him, and Sanders done well too. But yeah, Jace was easy for him to just be really busy.
Yeah. And Matt, we were all high school boys at one time. I don't know, being busy is a good thing, right? You get to run, you do a bunch of things. It's like, if you got all this strict kind of schedule and not to mention family stuff, it's probably a good thing for, teenage boys.
It forces time management. I was so grateful for my sporting career and a couple of coaches who shed some light on that for me. But it was really just a couple isolated voices back then for me. Rio, again, the whole culture is showing, look, these are all valuable, worthwhile things. The lessons you learn on the field will apply to your faith, to life, to challenges that come down the road. It's all integrated there. And so I think that you learn how to manage time, you learn how to prioritize those things that supplement one another, and you keep first things first all the while. So it's been really cool to see.
Well, Jenny, I'll ask you this because you get all this great curriculum stuff thrown at you. Oh, they're going to play sports. They're going to do this, and then right now they're in Europe. When you first heard they're going to take our kids to Europe was that like, you got to be kidding? You're not going to take high school boys to Europe for a month or whatever it is. I mean, how was that pitched to you guys, and how was your response to it?
You know what?
Put me in the suitcase.
No, yeah, we're all about it. I'm not like I've been never a big worrier, so I feel like I can kind of just see the bright side, trust that they're going to be all right.
But it helped to have a couple of years under the belt. Like, we've got to know the community and trust that community. Had no qualms when it came down.
Yeah, it was more about getting them to work to raise some money for it. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, always difficult. But if Coach Carson can, coach football and get every drop out of those guys, talent and effort wise, you got to feel comfortable about him and the other coaches taking them to Europe, right? Seeing their body of work.
Yeah, for sure.
They're tremendous leaders. Matt, if you could, as far as Jace and his sports and athletics, you guys love sports. You were mentioning he hadn't played really any football before, so coming to Rio of all places where we do the other sports, and we always support that, but football's kind of larger than life at Rio. Was that kind of another eye-opening experience for you guys?
It was, and we've always loved watching sports, but I didn't get to play it in Colorado where I grew up. It conflicted with soccer. I couldn't do both at the same time. Out here, it's the central fall focus, and Jace was up for giving it a go. He's always jumped in head first. He's got the smarts, the strategy, the size. He's been working on the muscle side of it, and the most unusual part for him to adjust to is just getting hit. And I think again, you got coaches that are teaching him the right form, how to do it, why to do it, and he's jumped in. I mean, we've loved watching him learn the game and watched everybody else be so supportive. I mean, Jace and others that have been new to the game, this program that is top notch across the entire state welcomes the newcomers, brings in beginners, teaches them the game, and really just lights the spark for them to grow, which has been cool.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that before, but like when you do break it down, you're like, okay, not only do you got like a Noah Pennaneri, an Elijah Gavia, these stud players, but then you also got we got players from China, for goodness sake. We got guys who've never put the pads on, yet when they walk out of that tunnel, they're all together, and every piece of that team matters. So for someone like Chase to jump right in, and I mean, Jenny, first year, CF championship, no big deal. Another championship. I mean, what a start for Jace.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun for the whole family, honestly. I mean, we just love sports, so it's just been quite a ride. But yeah, I mean, just for him to be the camaraderie of the team, and he got some good JV play time, but not so much varsity this last year. But it's like he just loved being a part of the team, and they all just treat each other so well. And I mean, I think the locker room atmosphere, all of it is just, I mean, he's just loved it. So it's not his number one sport, but he's loved being a part of that team, and obviously winning is fun. So
man,
he's still very competitive even when he's learning.
I think everything at Rio is you teach competitiveness to those kids and everything they do. They're playing Bible basketball on the summer trip, having a great time there. So if you could talk to me about the past 2 seasons specifically, it sounds like you guys were at all these games, and you know what? To me, it's been an honor doing the podcast and covering this, because an incredible championship win at Santa Monica, last year's jaw-dropping win against Warren. I mean, everything in between too. The past 2 years have really been among the greatest years in all of Rio Hondo football with our illustrious history. So for you and your family to be a part of it and witness it, I mean, if you could just take me through the past 2 years as a family.
Well, yeah, the ride is exhilarating for sure. We've, the home games, incredible. We knew again it'd be amped up, fun environment, lots of people cheering on the sideline, but we didn't expect going to all the away games that we'd often have a bigger and better crowd. it was awesome, you know, setting a model for even the other schools in terms of supporting your crew and coming out to do what they do. I think there's been so many growing moments, so many learning moments. We've learned the story behind the alma mater that they sing afterwards now, and just the honor that comes with the culture and everything. Gosh, we love how Coach Seto has brought his touch to the whole program as well. But every single coach, you know, some that we know, some that we don't, it's obvious they're investing because they care. Uh, and I think the whole recipe is obviously producing a lot of success.
Yeah, it really is. It's not just the championship wins. It's how these guys, it's teaching them that it all matters and carrying yourselves. You know, you get compliments on how the boys are doing in Europe with, you know, keeping the bus clean and stuff like that. And, you know, when you're playing a tough football game, hey, it all is kind of in this one big product of building up these kids to be young men. You guys have 4 kids. Jenny, can you believe that you guys have a senior son here, starting school in a couple of months?
No, it's wild. Everybody tells you it goes so fast, and I'm like, yep, yeah, it really does. At
It
some
sure
point it
does.
felt slow, but now it's feeling too fast. But we're excited for him. He's a great kid, and yeah, he's just responsible and hardworking, and we couldn't be prouder of him. But we're so thankful that he's getting this high school experience too.
Yeah, and if you could, I guess Matt will direct this to you. Like, I want to bring this up. It's always like a pitch to me to other families out there. There's so many families in the past and I don't want to knock anyone for their family decisions or whatever, but it seems like there are families that are hesitant to maybe, I don't know if they want to, that school's kind of small and weird, and I don't want to be a part of that. And it's usually the guys that want to go to some big public school or something because it's a better experience. You guys had a unique experience finding Rio. I mean, if you could, as far as, I don't know, a pitch to other families or just what it's been like for you. I don't know. Rio isn't just some weird small school. It's like, to me, you get so much out of it, and the families as well.
Yeah, it's a family of families. I mean, I think that sums it up. And I already
Mm,
mentioned, you know, for us, the pillars were, you know, faith first, the fun sports focus, and the mentorship and leadership that's built in. That combination is something that every growing young man should be exposed to at some degree to just prep them for all of life's challenge ahead. We weren't sure what to expect in terms of like academics and social culture and all those other aspects, but every single thing has just been a pleasant surprise. It is neat for such a small school, not just that they're this tiny, you know, smallest 11-man program crushing it in football, but they offer a good amount of AP classes. You know, they've got a lot of other flexible, adaptable programs. They're supporting everybody on and off the courts, on and off the fields. I mean, I think the level of support there, because it's a family of families, it's got to drop you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Oh, I was going to say, Jenny, and as someone who's, you know, a teacher yourself, I was going to say you have a unique perspective with the Rio. As you know, recently you've become a faculty member at Rio Hondo teaching math. So talk to me about that and just maybe some inside information there.
yeah, I mean, it's just been a blessing. I've got to come in and teach part time. If it works with our family schedule, and get to be with my boys some. And yeah, I mean, part of a small school is there's also small class size. So I used to teach at Glendora High, and the classes were so much bigger, which is just harder for teachers to really know where their students are at. So I'm just thankful that our kids are in small class size settings, because teachers can really know their students and be able to help them out, you know, and kind
Yeah,
of assess where they're at. So really grateful for that. The other thing about small schools, I feel like, yeah, maybe there's not as many offerings, but they're able to be involved in so many things, you know? So
mhm.
I would say like Jace was never like a theater kid whatsoever, but he decided to at least do stage crew this year, you know, with for the play. And I just love that so many of them can be involved in so many things. Yes, it keeps them busy, but it's also just a unique, you know, at a huge school, you wouldn't be able to do multiple things like that.
Yeah.
So and let alone play multiple sports, you know. So it's just it's a gift. I grew up in a small town playing every sport. It reminds me of Rio. It's like, yeah, you everybody plays because you need everybody, you know.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have that experience.
Yeah, the moms always love the kids working the arts, the stages, and then, you know, acting and stuff like that. I think your typical Rio kid, you got a full backpack, usually a gear bag of football stuff, maybe a band instrument. I mean, you see that, you're like, oh yeah, that's a Rio student right there. But
Yeah.
you're learning lessons about life and multitasking, and you know, it's not easy to be a teenager ever, especially in today's age. And I think that many extracurricular activities that Rio puts out there, it keeps the kids busy. And I can promise you this, I don't know how often you got to yell at Jace to clean his room or whatever as a teenager that he is. I mean, hopefully it's a little better with his experiences in Europe and being taught by Rio people.
Yeah, I hope so. He's not too bad. Home enough to mess up his room. No,
Yeah. Well, tell us about Jace a little bit, if you could. Maybe some of the things he's interested in. I don't know if he's thought about college yet or a future yet. But if you could, take us inside to Jace Frary a little bit and a little bit about him.
Want me to start?
Sure.
He's always loved sports, like I said, soccer and basketball predominantly. Always been loving people in general and just engaging, learning about them. He'll just go play. If there's somebody who wants to play, he'll go play, which is a treat. But he also just really developed a rich faith. We've been so proud to see his roots take on his own. We've been at the same church assembly for many, many years. Our kids have grown up there, and they've been part of a solid program. But he really has owned it the last few years, going into high school. Served last summer and this summer out in the Dominican Republic, and I think just is trying to set a model as well for prioritizing the right things, looking at what is really worthwhile with the time that we do have. And he gets tempted, drawn away to all kinds of other distractions like we all do, high school version versus adult version and so forth. But he's got a great head on his shoulders. Always been an avid reader. Seems to be really interested in kind of just math and science because he's good at it, which by default he's saying, maybe that means we go into engineering like mom and dad were, but doesn't seem to have a core fit on exactly what he wants that to look like. So we're looking at just how do we support him, narrow down some engineering type STEAM schools that he might apply to. As soon as he gets back from that Rio trip, Jason from the Europe trip, you got some applications to fill out. But
let's go.
Still TBD with other.
Yeah, well, did you say he went to the Dominican Republic? Was that like missionary work?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he'll be going back again a week and a half after he gets back from Europe, right up to back for football parent.
That's amazing. Wow. This is his church and everything, but I was like, only Rio kids. I mean, this is just that just sounds just fitting itself. And yeah, Jenny, if you could, as seeing your son develop and all the different interests, he seems like he's a guy with a wide range of interests, and whatever he puts his heart into, he seems to do well.
Yeah, he's always just been a kid that's kind of game for anything, and game to go meet new people or whatever. So he's it's been fun to watch him at Rio kind of just jump into everything, and like we said, trying football, and he's always been a debate between soccer and basketball, and I was basketball and Matt was soccer, so he's playing basketball. Which has been just so fun for me to watch him play basketball. But then he jumped into volleyball last year too, never played that, and they had a great season this year. So that's been actually just a joy too to see oh man, he's turning into a volleyball player. So that's been awesome. And Coach Johnson is just so good with the boys and got Sander into volleyball this year too. So we'll see. Hopefully they can keep that in the family. We like volleyball a little bit better than baseball, but
it was a fun run with those guys, watching them in the playoffs. Some exciting games, heartbreaker in the playoff loss. Yeah. Now isn't Jace is relatively tall, right? Doesn't he have some height on him?
Yeah, he's like 6'3".
He passed me up.
Okay. Who's okay? Which side of the family is he getting that height from? I got
We both have a brother that's about 6'2". So now he's passed up his tallest uncles. There's a few 6'2", 6'3".
Both, yeah.
Okay, Chase. Hey, 6'3". Wow. Wide receiver. I mean, I don't know. I'm just brainstorming here. Let's throw it up to him and see what happens. What do you think?
We would love to see that. Yeah. We don't throw it too much at Rio, but
no, get up there. It's just gonna get confidence.
Run to win. It's a Bible verse.
His first game in JV last year, very first game out there, we weren't playing a great team, but he got an interception and ran it back for a touchdown. We're like, whoa, what's happening? So
maybe he will be a football player.
Yeah.
It was against Duarte High School where we live. Turns out that competition wasn't as tough as a lot of the others.
Hey, your first touchdown. It's your first touchdown. That's a big deal, though. I think Rio, that's what Rio does, is that it takes kids that maybe are below average, makes them average, makes average kids great, makes great players exceptional, and they just kind of, I've never played football before. Oh, okay, well, you're going to play it and you're probably going to do well. You're going to, you're going to achieve some things you never thought you could do, which is a great lesson, I don't know. I'm biased. I love football and I love the other sports too, but something special about football. What could you guys tell me about Friday nights? You kind of mentioned that already, at being there in Irwindale, which isn't too far from home. That's nice for you guys. But the away games, like we mentioned, I don't know, Friday Night Lights in the fall. It just, I fall in love every year. What about you guys?
We're there. But it was a transition for sure, man. Like I said, we've been really involved in church. We help lead the local Young Life. We've been involved in the public schools beforehand and neighborhood activities and some other sports outside of the real world. So just a full schedule. And we learned quickly that we should and that we wanted to prioritize Friday Night Lights and kind of shuffle some things around to be part of that process, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, we loved it. And like I said, I grew up in a small town. The only thing to do on Friday nights was to go to football games. So for me, it's like bring me back. So I love it. I love the community. That Santa Monica CIF championship, I feel like was maybe the best football game I've ever been to. Like we'll go to Rams games occasionally. I'm like, well, that was so much better than any Rams game we've ever been to.
Oh man, well, I knew I liked you guys, Rams fans. Way to go, guys. But big fan myself. Yeah, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I love the Rams, but I can't relate to any of them. These kids I can relate to. They're representing me and my school and what I used to do, and it means more. That's why you see our alumni. You see people. We got people all over the country coming to these games, or I hope I know the boys may not see it, but I know that the parents, they see the alumni support, and it's got to be like, whoa, this is not just a small school that we've heard about.
Yeah.
Alumni presence, man. And Jace will be that very, very soon. He'll be that alumni, but until then, we got some time. We still got some time. Let me ask you guys about the podcast that you happen to be on right now, Jenny. Do you have any favorite episodes? Do you like hearing from the players each and every week, even though they're kind of, they may not want to talk a whole lot? Any favorite episodes?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I just enjoy seeing them. As I get to know more kids, being at the school more too, it's just fun to see them in different settings. I'm teaching math, so it's not that exciting, but it's fun to see, kids' personalities come out. Yeah, and so good for them to, get interviewed and talking, public speaking, all of that. So I just enjoy what I've seen. I don't have one in particular, but
okay.
I can think of one. I mean, I love all the post game interviews with the players. So well done, and some of them know it's going to be their turn. They come out, they know they're going to have to talk, but obviously it's not scripted. I think this last year was running through the playoffs, and you pulled aside Nate Curtis, and he's just in the heat of the moment, excited. Everybody's pumped up, and I don't think everybody even knew like what the next step was. Like we got to play another game, right? Go on again, to like the Southern section state championships. Nobody even knew for sure. They just knew it was a highlight. Victory had been won. And whatever comes next, everybody's going to go after it wholeheartedly, whether that was it or there's the next level. So,
yeah, talking to the kids is fun because you see yourself, 20 years there, better than I ever was in anything, but you see yourself 20, 25 years ago, and it's good for them. It's good to them. And in the social media age, we're posting things. It's like, well, let's see what you have to say. We're hopefully doing things that other teams and other programs aren't doing, and hopefully it continues to set us apart. We'll wrap things up here. We'll close up shop here. Unless you guys have anything else you'd like to say, but I just want to give you the chance to say some well wishes to your son Jace as he goes into his senior season. You got three more siblings after him, so you guys can't go anywhere for a while. A lot of Rio Hondo games in your future still. But I guess Jenny, ladies first. If you like, what you like to say to your son Jace going into his senior season.
Oh man, Jace, we are so incredibly proud of you. We're so excited for you to go into this senior year. We know that you're gonna keep working hard, keep shining the light of Jesus to those around you, and we're so grateful to be your parents, and we'll be praying for you every step of the way.
Well said. And Mr. Frary, your opportunity, please, to your son.
That's a good
Jace.
word. I echo it, Jace. We are so proud, so honored, so grateful, so thankful. And we just want to honor you as you launch into the senior year. We want to help you launch well. We want to help your buddies launch well. We will always be here to support ups and downs and everything in between. Really just cherish the chance we've got to just do life with you and see you grow as a believer, as a student, as an athlete. I think our hope is that you just keep fixing your eyes on the things that are of highest worth. It's so fun that we get all the sports and other pieces into it. They point towards greater things, though, and I think you've seen it, you've tasted it, and I think you're positioned to point other people towards it as well. So keep it up, man. We're cheering loud all year long.
We will all be cheering loud for Jace Frary and the entire football team, especially those seniors out there, the class of 2026, their final chapter in the Rio Hondo football story. But once they move on, they're members of us. They're us. They're members of the alumni, and it's just a blast. So to the Frary family, I appreciate your time. Looking forward to team dinners, Friday night football games, some road trips. What do we got? A few weeks here. Are you guys ready for it?
We're ready.
Oh, yeah.
So Matt, are you calling it? Is it too early for a three-peat?
As I've said throughout the summer, I've said Rio Hondo's never won 3 in a row in the 11-man era. So I don't think we can predict anything, but we can always pursue. We can't predict, but we can pursue certain goals. And I think that is definitely a goal here for this team. And man, nothing but good memories ahead. I can promise you that.
Thank you.
To the Frarys, thanks for your help. We'll see you very soon. Go Rio.
I appreciate you, man.
Rio.
Thanks.
Well, I know I probably continue to sound like a broken record, but it really is an honor chatting with these families and get to know them here. And I hope that the fans, who maybe are far away in other states, that you get a taste of the Rio Hondo family from afar and get to see that, hey, the tradition does indeed continue. So many great Rio families from the past, plenty right now in the present. And, I say the future, but the truth be told, when you come into the Rio family, it's forever. It's forever. So I'm looking forward to both of these young men and the seasons they're going to have, but also with their parents. I hope they enjoy every step of the way, because it will go fast, as I've been saying on these senior episodes the past few weeks or so. It's as I mentioned in the intro, August is here, and that means rapid fire, man. Vacation time is over. It's time to get on the grass, put the work in. The families, I'm sure, will be down there at practices, watching, counting down to kickoff. And August 22nd, it really is closer than you think. And with the summer months, as I mentioned, all summer long, really, summer's become that football season, really, that we get going, and it becomes a reality here in just a few short weeks as you guys hear this. So thank you to another great set of Rio Hondo Prep families out there. Again, truly a privilege to chat with them, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. We've had some incredible families on the past few weeks, and I can promise you a few more ahead here that I've recorded with or will be recording with shortly, that I will continue to put those out. And so we have something to listen to, maybe at the practices, where families are out there watching. It's a good time, I think, opportunity to listen to some content and hear what people have to say. Gets us fired up even more throughout the summer as we build closer. I think weekly episodes are great, but as we get closer, kind of 2 episodes a week seem fitting as well. It's a challenge to me to put more content out, but hey, I'm honored to do it. So it is it's August. That's all that matters, and we are a few short weeks away as these episodes continue to be pushed out here on the Charge to Keep podcast. We will be doing a pregame show before you know it, with a preview of the game with Sure High School on August 22nd, Friday night lights for real. I hope each and every one of you listening out there is able to make it out to that game, first game of the year. It's a big one, week 0, and if you're there or you're watching online on the NFHS network, hopefully that really fuels the fire to get out to more games and watch the rest of the games throughout the 2025 season. That'll do it for me today. Appreciate your time. As always, if you haven't done so, please go subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's always a big help for me, helping this thing grow. Hashtag Charge to Keep. And of course, the email address. If you have any questions or some information you want to send in, maybe some thoughts or some topics for me to discuss, then by all means, shoot them my way. Charge to Keep pod@gmail.com. Charge to Keep pod@gmail.com. You can find that information all over our social media platforms, pretty much everywhere you want to, any option you have of following the Charge to Keep podcast, you can do so. And yeah, I encourage each and every one of you to spread the word. Tell one family member, tell one friend at work, hey, check out this this podcast, this show that covers my son's team or whatever it may be. Share those episodes. Let's continue to get this thing to grow so that people no longer have to ask, wait, who's Rio Hondo Prep? Well, they know based off of the content, but more importantly, the product that we put out with the families, coaches, players, alumni. It speaks for itself. All right, guys, we will see you very soon. You should catch me out at maybe some practices, this week, the next few weeks. That's a lot of fun because, again, it gets things even more closer to kicking off for real. And we'll try to have plenty of content for you on social media, maybe some clips from practice, some interviews. So be sure to keep a watchful eye on our social media platforms as well, because we're going to give you those behind the scenes looks as the Cares are on the field preparing for another season of Rio Hondo Prep football as they pursue a 17th Southern Section Championship in school history. Nothing will be given to you. It's got to be earned. And I think our boys are poised for another championship run in them, their families, coaches, everyone out there. So in closing, Rio Hondo Prep football, your friendly reminder, humble in victory and gracious in defeat, because we always have a charge to keep.
A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never-dying soul to save, and fit it for the sky. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live, and O thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to give.